And this one is a treat, our first treat for our South African fans, because we have one of their very own.
In the ring now is
we're talking, of course, about
Jose Pepo Quinones and Thulani Malinga.
Well, yes, we're talking about Sugarboy Malinga. You know, of course, how he got that nickname Sugarboy. He's from a small town, Natal, in South Africa, where they had some sugar cane crops, and that's where he picked up the name. And if that weren't enough, Sean, try to say Ezekiel Thulani 3 times fast.
Ezekiel Thulani. Whoa, that's a mouthful. These are middleweights. This is a 10-round scheduled bout. It is not going to be for any championship. There is a look into the face of Jose Quinones. They call him Pepo. He's from right here in Puerto Rico.
Well, you say it's not going to be for a title, and you're absolutely right. However, Sean, whenever you have a 5th-ranked super middleweight as Sugarboy Malinga going up against an 8th-ranked Jose Pepo Quinones, I tell you, the winner of this match would be a very good candidate to contend for the title, super middleweight title.
Well, Quinones has been in there with some stiff competition. Back in May of '82, he fought Sambu Kalambe in Milan, Italy. He was knocked out in 2 rounds. Since that time, he's gone on to score several knockouts of himself.
The second bout of the
first, let's get the call
from South Africa. 28 wins, 4 losses, number 5 in the WBO ranking. 168 pounds for 10-round fight, Thulani Malinga. And in the red corner, number 8 in the WBO ranking, 26 wins, 8 loss, 2 draws, Jose Pepo Quinones. The judges in this fight, Angel Guzman and Nelson Vasquez. The referee, Mr. Quinones Falu.
Sean, I couldn't get a hold of Caguitas because this next bout is right on tap, as is Crossbow Apple Cider.
Crossbow Apple Cider, 100% natural apple. Nutritional value makes this delicious drink ideal for any health-conscious sportsman. Crossbow Cider hits the mark every time.
Well, let's see if Sugarboy can hit the spot on Pepo Quinones' chin.
We can tell right now what drink Sugarboy drinks. Malinga on his trunk. Crossbow Cider.
He's got it. Okay, so we've got Jose Pepo Quinones, 26 and 8, two draws. He's got 21 knockouts.
And he is the man on the right of your screen right now, both of them in the same colored trunks. Sugarboy Malinga has got the writing on the front of his trunks. Both men hesitant here in this first round. When you're fighting, get out there and get that left jab to work it. Don't worry about anything else. It's amazing how many other things will work if you can work that left jab. Make that opponent taste that left jab. Make him like it. Start watching the left hand, and then you can sneak a right hand in on him. Now Quinones, the man, up in his toes.
Quinones from Puerto Rico, turned 28 last month. Of course, Malinga, age 29. And he, of course, lost on points to champion Graziano Rocciani, IBF super middleweight title. A very good bout. And he's looking for hitman Thomas Hearns, who is the monarch of this division.
And that bout to Graziano Rocciani for Malinga. was in January of '89. He lost on points, and that was for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship. Now,
so he's had experience in title bouts. So this one's not a title bout. Certainly, this could bring him a title fight, perhaps with the Hitman. An impressive victory here, let's say.
And in his last fight, Malinga's, with the writing on his trunks, his last fight was September 18th. He beat Vincent Boulware out of Houston, Texas. Says his best punch is the uppercut. Coincidentally, there is no super middleweight division, Rick, in Africa, so Malinga has always had to fight the light heavyweight division. So he is happy to be fighting in the junior middleweight division. The junior middleweight division is not over 168 pounds.
Oh, and
the light heavyweight division is not over 175 pounds.
Right. And Malinga has held that South African title. He comes off 3 straight victories over U.S. opponents. Not to mention Houston, Texas.
He won that light heavyweight title against Saki Horn in Portuguese Hall back in 1986.
He's 1-2 versus Saki Horn. The last one was very controversial.
Then he fought Saki Horn a second time and lost his title, the light heavyweight title of South Africa, over to Horn. They fought a third time, a rubber match, and I'm talking about Malinga, lost on a disqualification in the 12th round. He went a little bit south of the border. Slow first round for these two middleweights.
See the great bathroom bargain variety at Sanitary City. All the stars are in the great bathroom show at Sanitary City. Sanitary City. Discount prices you will applaud.
Record of 26-2-1 with 19 KOs. He's been fighting pro since September of 1980. Knocked out in 2 by Sumbu Kalambe, former WBA champion of the world. Now he's ranked as high as the #4 world contender. He won the vacant Continental Americas title in the middleweight division by stopping Anthony Holt in New York in April of '85. Then he successfully defended it on May 14th of that year against the same man, Anthony Holt, and stopped him in 11. Now it's time to start throwing some punches. In '86, Quinones lost a 10-round decision to Sean Mannion. His last fight was Paul Pizarro in Guadalupe. He won a 10-round decision. He's coming off 2 wins in a row. He's a well-traveled fighter. Only 7 of his fights have been taking place here in Puerto Rico in his hometown. Biggest win was a win over Doug DeWitt. It's a very strong right hand, so keep an eye on that.
Well, I've got another victory August 26th here, so he's actually coming off triple play here. He's got 3 victories after that decision loss to Mike Tiddley in September.
I was talking about the wins on June 20th, 1-10, and then August the 26th, 1-10, and he knocked out Jose Luis Soto March 25th of this year. Finally, these two start heating up. It takes a lot of fighters, it takes them about the first 3 rounds to get going. This is second round action.
You're wondering what that is on the trunks of Quinones. It's the Puerto Rican flag. Very proud of his country, obviously, as I'm sure Malinga is. Out of his native homeland. In fact, in speaking to the boxers, we found out that the motivation for actually getting into boxing is to bring the first black champion to a place like, for example, Soweto. In the case of Dingaan.
Oh, and a nice right hand by him, Malinga. He is from Johannesburg, and Soweto is apparently a...
Yes, in the case of Dingaan Tobela, who is from Soweto, he'd love to be the first champion from there.
You betcha. He considers himself a slow starter, but he likes to wear down his opponent.
That'll be coming up, but right now, Malinga has his hands full with Pepo Quinones.
And he was cut.
Busted.
There is a cut over the left eye of Pepe Quinones. That is in a nasty position, too. over that left eye like that, the blood could bleed down into the eye and temporarily blind the opponent.
Of course, the referee has the power to stop the bout and check with the doctor and see if a cut like this is enough to stop it.
And there's only 15 seconds left in this round, the second round. So hopefully the corner of Jose Quinones will have time to work on that cut. Over the left eye. So they've got their work cut out for them.
Now this is where the corner comes in, a very important aspect of treating cuts, Sean. And this could make or break a fighter.
There's a look into the corner of Thulani Malinga.
Let's see if our director can get the replay of how that cut came about. There you see it.
That's in a nasty position. It's over the left eye. Here is a look at some of the action. Hopefully we'll see the cut. Now there he was already cut, so that was not it. Blood is coming down, and it's in a nasty position. And looky there. Quinones is taking shots right on that cut. It's over the left eye on the outside orbital of the eye. Now they're putting coagulant on that cut. Some of the things that legal to use on cuts like that, well, they can use adrenaline chloride 1 to 1,000. They can use Avatine. And they smear Vaseline over the top of it. Try to lubricate that cut.
Oh, Malinga appeared to be aiming in that last round at the left eye of Quinones, trying to make that cut a lot worse.
He was zeroing in on it, and what you're taught to do when your opponent is cut is take and spin your hands right on the end. It's that final twist that really rips open those cuts. Oh, it's a beautiful sport, isn't it? There is a technique to this game called fighting. Done a nice job on the cut. It is not bleeding yet, although Quinones has not been hit on that cut.
There's definite psychology to fighting with a cut. Does this make Quinones a little more anxious, eager to try to end it quickly? And what effect possibly could it have on Malinga's strategy?
Well, for Malinga's, he's going to try to zero in on that cut, and it could cause him to run in unnecessarily, catching punches of his own from his opponent. For Quinones, he could be just a little bit more defensive. Although, when you're cut, you don't actually feel it. You don't actually feel the cut. You know you've been hit by a good punch, and your adrenaline is so pumped up that you don't feel the cut. Occasionally you'll feel the trickle of the blood, and that's what alerts you to your cut, or your corner will tell you. Also with those cuts, they are quite hard to stop because of the adrenaline of the body, the heat, the temperature, the heart beats faster, causing more blood to become more active. The lights of television add to the heat of the ring. A lot of missed punches by Jose Quinones. Thulani Malinga, good-looking fighter. He's got some good essentials. Needs to get back at the gym and work on some of his technique a little bit, but he's well-schooled.
Of course, Quinones, very well thought of, especially after his knockout of Doug DeWitt, who is the monarch now in the 160-pound division of WBO.
That was probably his biggest win. His last fight, as I talked about, was August 26th. In New Jersey, he took on Paul Pisado. There's the bell. Ending round number 3. We're coming up on round number 4. There's a look into the corner of Thulani Malinga. some of the corner men working on him. Nice and relaxed, cool, calm. What you want to do in that corner is give your fighter one, maybe two instructions to work on. You don't want to give him a whole lot of things to do.
There we have the mayor of San Juan, Hector Luis Acevedo, in attendance of this World Boxing presentation here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And you know he's a boxing fan.
You betcha. The oldest sport in the world, boxing. It is very simple. Just hit the other guy without getting hit.
So you used to do, right, Sean?
That's right. I actually tried to do 3 different things. If he hits you, hit him back. Don't forget to duck, and keep your trunks off the floor. You do those 3 things in boxing, you'll be all right. Now, here comes Quinones. Quinones, realizing that cut is not bleeding and it's not giving him a problem, the cut that he suffered in the second round, he is putting more pressure this round on Thulani Malinga.
Well, he's got definitely a more determined look in his eye. But remember, Quinones is going up 8 pounds in the weight classification. I don't know if he's actually has all those pounds on him right now. Probably not, but it is a question of how much power he'll have in this division.
Well, we have to wonder about that power with only 12 KOs in 28 fights for Malingas, 19 KOs in 26 fights for Quinones. These are middleweights. That's less than 160 pounds. Now, the way that Malinga is moving right now, he's moving into that right hand. He's circling around to his left. The right-handers keep their power behind him. They paw with the left hand, and they keep their powerful right behind him. Now, if Quinones has got some power in that right hand, Malinga could be running right into it, circling around to his left. 4th round action. Sean O'Grady with Rick St. James. We are in Puerto Rico.
You know, physically, Sugarboy reminds me a little of Dennis Jackson, the U.S. fighter. He has a similar style in that he's got a lot of boxing knowledge.
And bringing that up, let's take a look at the top 10 in the World Boxing Organization. Doug DeWitt is the champion. And Quinones holds a win over Doug DeWitt before he won that title. Michael Watson from Great Britain, the #1 contender. Steve Collins from Brockton, as these 2 fighters turn it up a bit. The #2 contender, Iran Barkley, #3. Francisco de la Guia from Italy, #4. That cut is bleeding again from Quinones over the left eye. And Malinga lands right on it with the right hand. Dingan Tubella is #5 in that middleweight division. Dennis Melton, #6. Mike Tenley, #7. Frank Winterstein, #8. Francesco Alvarez, #9. And Danny Morgan from Minnesota, the #10 rated contender in that World Boxing Organization's middleweight division.
Well, you know, it appears to me that Sugarboy just isn't afraid of Quinones' punch. I mean, he's willing to take a stiff shot just to get in his combinations.
Well, here's a look at it, Rick. This is some of that action from that 4th round. A nice double left hook from Malinga, as you're talking about. He is...
Seems to me he's confident, Sean.
He is very confident, but he also shows a lot of good foot movement. He's circling around Quinones.
Now there's Yvonne Class, president of Video Deportes in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Very lovely lady in attendance here, of course. Video Deportes Promotions, along with World Boxing, presenting this wonderful card here. And Sugarboy Malinga is working from the outside now.
And Malinga on his bicycle, wisely using that left jab. He's moving around with that left jab too, and he's trying to set up the right hand.
Quinones has sort of a pressure smothering type style, which we were led to believe was Malinga style, but we see that Malinga is a little more of an outside boxer.
He's more of a wise boxer, tries to pick his shots and take his time. For Quinones, he likes to get on the inside. He would love to stand toe-to-toe with the Sugarboy and just practice his punching power. This is exactly where Quinones wants to be. Sugarboy wisely moves out of that corner.
I think Malinga stumbled. The crowd might have thought it was a punch, but it was just a little foot fault, you might call it. Now Quinones continues. One of those factors you mentioned, Sean, being the aggressor, I think you'd have to say it's Quinones, but just how effective is he being in that aggressiveness? I see that you have Malinga at 4 to 1, or 3 to 1 rather.
Well, I called the first round even. Malinga has been able to use his foot speed to stay out of any confrontation with Jose Quinones. And that cut over the left eye is bleeding again. Now, the psychological factor of that cut we should talk about. The judges see that blood. The red is a shock to the eye to the human being. They see that that cut subconsciously, and I know they don't say it, but subconsciously they would automatically think that a fighter's hurt just because they see that cut.
He might not even be aware of the blood at this point.
I'm talking about the judges, but Quinones is probably unaware that he is cut or of the blood. He's surely aware of that he's cut because his cornermen have been working on it.
At least it's not bothering his vision at this point.
Sugarboy's been real busy this round. He's been throwing the heavier shots. The judges are looking for 4 things. They're looking for effective aggressiveness, defense, clean punching, and ring generalship.
The general right now is named Malinga. He is moving, hitting, moving, and not being hit. Little smile from Sugarboy at the end of that round. As well he should, because he's garnered a very nice advantage in these first 5 rounds.
Thulani Malinga from Soweto, South Africa. Taking a nice little breath. Checking out the round card, girl. Uh-oh. And there's a look into the corner of Jose Quinones. Quinones nice and calm and relaxed in there. Doing some work on the cut over the left eye of Quinones.
You know, it's not very easy to go into another man's backyard and box him. And I think that Mr. Malinga has shown that he has the ability to shut everything else out. Just concentrate on the task at hand.
It takes a lot of concentration to get inside of this ring and do battle, and much more concentration when you also have to be concerned about the crowd. And what you're saying is exactly right. Although you have to realize when you're fighting that the crowd is not going to hit you. In most cases, yeah. Occasionally there is a little bit of audience participation. But we hope to stay clear away from that stuff. Left jab. These 2 middleweights.
The contrast in styles is very enjoyable for the boxing fan because you see what advantage Malinga's gaining just by a matter of inches, just staying out of the reach of Quinones and coming back in with those peppering jabs.
Well, Malinga is going to have to fight back. Here comes Quinones. He turned up the heat here in this 5th round.
We've seen that Sugarboy has been able to stave off Pepo Quinones. The crowd urging Pepo to come on and impose his style, his roughhouse style inside. But outside is Sugarboy Malinga, and I tell you, he's really showing a lot of footwork and coordination.
He's gotten on his bicycle. This is 6-round action. We are scheduled for 10. Now, the first 5 rounds is the halfway point, and you can, as you get past the 5 rounds, you have to realize now is the time to turn up the heat and try to win the fight for both fighters. And it appears as though Jose Quinones in the dark trunks on the left of your screen.
Nice uppercut by Malinga.
Started out strong the first part of this round, but now it's Malinga. Again, the uppercut. That is his favorite punch, the right uppercut. But we have not seen much of it until now. He likes the right hand. He did catch Quinones with a cut, cutting him with the right hand in the second round. At the bell for round 6. Nice crowd on hand. If you were not able to join us earlier, we had a pair of junior flyweights fight for the World Boxing Organization's title. Jose de Jesus beat Isidro Perez on a 12-round unanimous decision in a highly packed, action-packed fight. However, de Jesus had control of the fight throughout.
I'd say it was slightly one-sided. De Jesus really showed why he's a champion and why he wants the unifying bout with the Korean WBA champion.
Thulani Malingas getting ready to start.
Right now, either of these men would love a shot at the hitman. Of course, the hitman means money in boxing. He's magic. He's had the 4 titles, and he's a legend in his own time. Will one of these younger men topple him is the question.
Well, I tell you, in this fight, Malingas has got to fight back to get that control. The battle goes back and forth. In that last round, Quinones threw some good big combinations. Little warning over to the corner of Quinones.
Little coaching going on there.
Little bit too loud with the coaching. Oh, and a nice right hand by Sugarboy. Sugarboy with a sweet right hand.
Sugarboy with the quicker hands. And perhaps Quinones with a little more power, but thus far, it hasn't hurt Malinga any. And Malinga is growing in confidence every round that he is able to escape the charges of Quinones.
Look at all that head movement from Thulani Malinga. Difficult to hit. And he's got some nice footwork too. Now for Quinones, probably what he should do is cut off the ring. It takes so much out of a fighter to swing those wild punches and miss. Not much body work from Jose Quinones. Crowd urging him to get busier. But getting busy is not what he needs to do. He needs to go downstairs or cut the ring off.
Although Sugarboy is moving quite a bit, he's not wasting much energy. You see, it's very, very timed in nature.
Oh, that's because he is very relaxed out there. At this pace, he can go 200 rounds if he wants to. He's so relaxed, he's having fun, he's calm and cool. He's not going to get hurt with any clean shots. It's much harder, much more difficult to knock somebody out like Malinga because he rolls with those punches. And he comes in with nice combinations like he did right there. Quinones has got to fight back again, taking that control back. But Quinones content with just following around Malinga. He's just staying right in front of Malinga. He's also staying just at the right distance. 90% of the power of the punch is right on the end. It's that final snap, the last 6 inches. That's exactly where Quinones is staying, right on the distance of those punches from Thulani. Good looking prospect is Thulani. At the bell.
Couple of punches after the bell there. And a friendly grin from Malinga.
Well, sometimes when you get so excited and you've got into your mind to throw 6 punches, the bell rings. Sometimes you're so excited that you've got to finish your 6 punches that you had in your mind.
Well, of course, the referee is Mayan Quinones. Baluz, no.
And there's a nice right hand from Malinga. That right hand he is bringing over the top. He also likes to throw the uppercut, too. Now, we saw the uppercut several times in that 5th round, and it worked well for that man, Thulani Malinga, but he has quit using it in the last round.
Absolutely. I'm going to say that referee Quinones Valou, no relation to Pepo Quinones. Maybe Malinga is nicknamed Sugarboy because he smiles so much. He seems to smile at the end of every round. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Well, he knows he's putting some leather on his opponent's face. His opponent, Jose Quinones, a little slow getting off that stool at the beginning of the 8th round.
At the very least, he's been able to decipher the style of Quinones and to circumvent that charge of Quinones when he tries to put the pressure on.
They've done a nice job on the cut over the left eye. Quinones suffered in the 2nd round. Still not bleeding, but he does have some swelling around the orbital of that eye because he's taken a number of right hands on it. Look how easy it is for Thulani Malinga to move out around of any attack from Quinones. Quinones, when he attacks, he needs to step over. Here he is again, just following without cornering up Malinga. If he would step over, slide over to his right, he would cut the ring off. And then as slick and smooth as Malinga is, he would more than likely have to slip back over to his left. Not much lateral movement from the man you're looking into his face right now, Jose Quinones.
Well, Quinones has a puzzled look in his eyes right now. Of course, that left eye has that cut, but he doesn't have that same determination. In other words, he's slowed down a little, and he was slow to start with, so right now it's all Malinga. As far as point-wise, we don't think that Malinga right now has not shown a knockout punch. Well, he does have
12 KOs out of his 28 wins.
Absolutely.
Malinga, and he's lost 4.
Malinga continues with his outside style, just punching at will. Now the blood all over the face of Quinones, who is trying but failing to get inside. He's got to corner him. I mean, that's probably his only chance, Sean.
Oh, and a nice right hand by Malinga. The first time showing us some power, and the referee's going to have the doctor look at that cut. Now, the doctor does not have the authority to stop the fight, but he has the authority to advise the referee to stop the fight. And let's stop it. Yeah, let's face it, it's Malinga's all the way. Quinones is not even in this fight. Why keep him in there to take some more shots? Why keep him in there to keep getting hit on that eye? A nice win for Thulani Sugarboy Malinga, who with that win runs his record to 29-4, 13 of those by KO. Sugarboy Malinga.
Let's try to get Sugarboy Malinga
Okay.
Over here, once they announce
I don't think we're going to need to
the
translate.
official decision.
We're not going to need to translate for Sugarboy Malinga. I believe he speaks English. And I think their native tongue in South Africa is called Afrikaans. I have been to South Africa. Lovely country. Beautiful, warm people. 1975 is when I went over there. And really enjoyed myself. I went to the gold mines. Watched the native dances. It was really great. And I know that country is proud of their boy, Sugarboy Malinga. Oh, what a great feeling, too, when they strap those gloves off of you after you've won the fight, especially by knockouts. No bumps, no bruises, no marks at all for Sugarboy Malingas. Here's a look at some of that action. The nice right hand, what a beautiful punch, and that's when the referee, Quinones decided to step in and call the fight. And it was a good time, too.
Okay, well, we're here with a happy victor in this bout. Sugarboy Malinga, how do you feel?
No, this was a good fight. I thank God for helping me to win this fight. Thank God. It was a tough fight.
What exactly did you see or did you know about Quinones that allowed you to employ your style so easily?
So I saw him. I saw his fight. So I see this is a man who always comes forward. So I use my tricks as he comes and I catch the punches.
What's next for Sugarboy?
I'm waiting for the champion, Tommy Hearns, for the title fight.
If we're lucky, we're trying to get Tommy Hearns or IBF, whichever they want us to fight.
Okay, would you like to say something to your native fans back in South Africa?
I said to my fans, I'll do very much better than this one because I want to bring them a world title in South Africa.
Okay, there you have it. There you have it, direct from the winner of this bout.
257 in the 8th round. The winner from South Africa, Thulani Malinga.